I'm Doug.
And I'm Kathy.
This is Maggie May, and join us as we follow the moon. Today we want to recap a little bit about the Florida RV Supershow. You've probably seen part or all of our 13 videos over the show. Anything from the vendors to travel trailers to toy haulers to luxury coaches. And we kind of wanted to recap things for you today as far as the show. Hopefully some of you were able to be there because it was a great show.
It sure was.
And I was very impressed. They did require masks inside the buildings and inside the RVs. They had a limit of 3 people at a time inside the RV. Most people were continuing to wear their masks when they were in the outdoor spaces too. I think people did generally pretty well with the whole thing.
Yes.
So it just goes to prove that even in these times, you can pull off an event like this and keep a safe atmosphere.
They also had the
hand sanitizer.
The little car that drove around and
the sanitizer stations all the way around, and then that little fire truck we had in one of our videos.
She was saying, "Make a wish, rub your hands and make a wish."
So I think all in all it was a very positive experience. We hope you were able to be there. If not, we hope you enjoyed at least looking at it through our eyes, through our videos. And we wanted to start off today and share with you what we came up with as 7 of our highlights. I picked out 4 of them. Kathy picked out 3 of them, of what we kind of thought was outstanding from the show. The first one I wanted to share with you was a travel trailer from Coachmen Catalina. And that unit I really like for 2 reasons. One, it's one of the few, if not the only travel trailer I've seen on the market that has a closet in the very front made for a washer dryer. Most travel trailers don't have that. The other reason that I found that to be important was it was a layout of a 5th wheel where you had the big wardrobe in the front, the washer dryer, but with no steps. And for a lot of people, steps can be a challenge, and going up to the bathroom and down to the living room maybe isn't best suited for them. So it gives you the layout and the feel of a 5th wheel, the convenience of a washer dryer, but in a 1-level floor plan.
One of my favorites, actually it could have been my favorite, was the No Boundaries, or the NoBo. And the reason I liked it was the tent on the top. I could see putting my kids down inside the was it a trailer?
Yeah.
Down inside the trailer, but I would stay in that tent because I love the sounds at night. And there's just nothing like sleeping and hearing the night sounds. And whether you're at the beach or whether you're out in the desert or in the woods, it's just wonderful being able to hear nature.
My second pick, our third pick, was a unit from Rev Group, the Discovery 36Q. Now it's a little bit larger, it's a diesel pusher, but it's the only one on the market currently that has a center island like what you see in a 5th wheel, but in a motorized unit. They got to where they didn't even consider doing anything like that because once you pulled the slides in, they were up against the island like what they are in a 5th wheel. You couldn't get back to the bathroom. You couldn't get into the refrigerator. You couldn't get anywhere. And what they've done, they've taken the dining room table and made it to where it will swivel out or it'll swivel back against the wall. When the slides come in, you can still pass through. Great engineering on Rev Group's part, and kudos to them for that.
It was really nice. Now, my next one, and you'll have to excuse me, I'm using notes.
So am I.
The next one was the luxury, of course, the Prevost Marathon. And I've seen some of them that I felt like was just too over the top. And as much as that was over the top, to me, it was just gorgeous. And that's just plain and simple why I liked it.
Our fourth pick was the Montana toy hauler that we had in our toy hauler video. And that one I really liked because it gave you the full length of the fifth wheel as being living space, but with the way the bed would raise, you had the extra space for hauling your toys down the road. When you got where you were going, you could pull the motorcycle or whatever you had in the back out, bring that bed back down. You still had storage underneath that and all the way around that. So you had great outside storage, you had a small garage, and you didn't sacrifice any living space out of the length of the fifth wheel to do it.
I'm sorry, but I got to say this. It did remind me of The Princess and the Pea. Now, my next favorite one was the Vintage. It's just a throwback to a simpler time, and that really is the reason I like that. I did spend a lot of years stationary camping, and it was in an older model. It wasn't quite as pretty as these, but it did really give me a good feeling to see those. We looked at those when we first started looking, and I fell in love with them when I walked in. And so it was kind of fun for me to see those.
The last one on our list was the Jayco Redhawk Class C. Now, our first motorhome, if you remember back from our just getting started videos, was a 26-foot, it was actually a 26XD Jayco Redhawk Class C motorhome. And we really enjoyed it. It was great for part-time use. This one was still a 26-foot on a Ford E450, but it had been opened up so much wider, beautiful light-colored cabinets. It utilized the space very well. It had a full-width bathroom at the back. It had the sofa with the Murphy bed that came down over it so that you weren't giving up the bedroom space to your living space or vice versa. It was a really well thought out design that seemed much bigger. We went in a 29-foot Greyhawk, and this to me was just as opulent, just as nice on the inside, and seemed bigger in a 26-foot package.
And I'm going to add that even in our Georgetown, I used to say it's a shame that more of these companies aren't using the Murphy bed because it can double your space for usage. If that bedroom would be could be turned into an office or a music room or anything, a sitting room to look out that big back window. And I think the Murphy beds need to be used a little more.
Absolutely. Even in a traditional floor plan, it's a great use of space. Now, one of the things we talked about is people like us. We already have an RV. So why do you need to go to an RV show?
Well, back to my notes here. As our needs change, sometimes we're going to want to change RV. And going in and seeing these really helps you to choose one for your next stage in your RVing. I came up with about 4 different reasons why people buy RVs, why they can need or use an RV. And the first one is basically for touring. And touring, I mean, if you're going to go visit family and friends, or if you want to try various locations to try out authentic cuisine, or to see national parks and monuments. The second reason is for activities. And from hiking to rock climbing to fishing and four-wheeling, there's a lot of reasons why people need to be out getting exercise, especially in this today's climate. The third one is working, and this can be from construction workers to entertainment in the entertainment industry, artisans, and conventions. We used to travel a lot by air and go into motel rooms, and these things are no longer as
they're not safe. They're not as enticing.
Right. So, and then the last one is just to plain get away. So depending on what your reason is, that's what you want to go to an RV show, is to look and see what's going to fit your reason. And so that's why we're sharing all of this too.
And sometimes your reasons change, and that's a reason your RV needs to change.
So there is a rig for every reason.
Absolutely. And they always give you the good advice of do your research and buy your last RV first. Doesn't happen. Our needs change.
That's right.
And we loved our Class C, and it was perfect when we were part-time, but it just wasn't ample in storage space for us for full-time, the particular one that we had. So we changed rigs. That happens, and it's okay. It doesn't mean that you made a bad choice in the beginning. You made the right choice for that time.
That's right.
Go ahead.
There was a disappointment.
Yeah, there was one disappointment in the show this year. As great as the show was, as big as the show was, one of the biggest disappointments was there were some things that were missing from the equation. Now, there's reasons for some. There's reasons for some that we don't understand what they were. We just don't know. But when we did the travel trailer video, one of the things that to me should have been in any travel trailer video is an Airstream. Airstream was not at the show this year. Cougar wasn't at the show this year. Rockwood wasn't at the show. There were several brands that weren't there. Hopefully it was just the either lack of inventory or the concerned climate of this year. Hopefully that will change next year. But that is one thing in making the videos for you that did disappoint us, is there were a few things that we went into the show knowing that we wanted to include in our shooting. We weren't able to. So we wanted to let you know that we didn't try to snub anybody, we didn't try to overlook any, and some of the things we wanted to show you just weren't there. We have had some things in the comments from a couple of you suggesting units, and unfortunately we've gotten the comments after the show was over, so we are keeping track of them, and when the next show rolls around, if those units are there and available, we definitely will be shooting those for you.
That's right. But all in all, we had a ball.
We did, and I felt safe.
Yes, I did. I did too.
So we had our masks on the entire time. We had them off. Once the second day we were there, we got hungry. We decided to eat, so we went over into a common area by ourselves. We happened to run into Michael and Shelley from
That's
our
right.
epic RV adventure at the time. If you've seen our picture on Facebook and Instagram from that, that's the only shot we've got from the show where we didn't have our mask on, because that's
right.
the only time we didn't have it on.
That's right. Hard to put food in when you've got a mask covering it.
That's right. But yeah, it was a great show. If you were able to attend, kudos, I'm glad you were. If you weren't able to attend, this is a show you don't want to miss. This is actually the third time that we've been to the Florida RV Supershow, and it's a can't miss event.
I would like to thank all of the people who recognized us and came up to us and said hello and took some time out of their day to visit with us for a few minutes. And I so apologize. My memory is just terrible anymore as far as remembering names. You might remember a couple of them.
We met several people with channels. We met several people that actually called us by name or called us by our channel name, which was really nice. We had one lady the first day right after we got there. She goes, "Is that Maggie?"
Yeah.
So she was recognized before we were.
That's right.
So if you look at our Class C video, something we just found last night, we were watching Newstate Nomads' new video on what they felt about the safety at the show this year. And there's a picture in their video of two fellows that were stilt walkers.
Yes.
And it was right as we were shooting the picture of Maggie and her stroller between the two stilt walkers. That's right in the beginning of our Class C video. And if you watch that, you'll see them walking around beside us. And if you watch their video, you'll see Maggie's stroller and Kathy running back away from it while I was shooting the video. So
a little note to us YouTubers, pay attention. We might run into somebody else that we'd really love to say hello to.
that's a couple we really wanted to meet, and I guess we kind of did indirectly. So we want to just wrap it up and thank you all. You have supported these videos extremely well, and we really do appreciate it. I think we've hit over 5,000 views on every one. We've got one, the very first one, I think, is up over 7,000 views this morning. So we really, really do appreciate you supporting our channel, helping us out, and letting us know what you appreciate, what you'd like to see us add in the future. Your comments are greatly appreciated. So with that, we want to thank you for joining us. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Leave us a thumbs up if you've liked our video. We do have an entire playlist of all 14 of our Florida Super Show videos. And until then,
thank you for following us as we follow the moon.
Bye now.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this video. We hope you've enjoyed it. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel and be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when we have new videos listed. Also, be sure to check out our blog at followthemoon.us and also our Facebook page at Follow the Moon and on Instagram at Follow the Moon Travel. Thanks.